Excuse me. This is James 3:16 in the NLT. For wherever there is jealousy and self-ambition, there you will find disorder and evil of every kind. I like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloyim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect, the scattered abroad, the Acumen and Aquath that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shawab Amwan back at you with another lesson and going into the title. All right. Never trust thine enemy. Race wars. All right. Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Barakatah onto you. All right. And going into this title, all right, you know, because right now there's a lot going on with race wars, man. All right. There's a lot that Esau is trying to do to stir up the people. All right, with all this different tech. Remember, he controls the social media. So what comes out of social media, all right, is basically on him. Okay. And as you can see, a lot of racially profiling videos, all right, are coming out, whether it be, you know, blacks on whites or whites on blacks. All right, it's still part of the agenda of bringing in race wars. Okay. And, you know, one of the main topics right now is this Nolan, I forgot his last name, I think it's Wells, the guy that had went out for the party, all right, with the four guys or the three guys, and supposedly he got left on the other side of the island, right? And now there's all this new evidence coming up, all right? But that's just one of the main topics, all right, that's being spoken of right now, which a lot of it is also distraction to what's going on. Okay. But at the same time, it's used to bring in the agenda of, like I said, race wars. Okay. Because what happens is they like to try to stir up Judah. Okay. And, you know, with, Southern Kingdom always going through so much. Okay. our people because they have no knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. They're quick to fall for the trap. All right. And pretty much, they act on impulse, they act on, emotions. All right. And, it's spiritual because the scriptures talk about who shall rouse them up. All right. Let's grab that real quick. This is real quick. This is Judah 49. That's a Judah. Genesis 49 and 9. Right. I'll take it from actually I'll take it from 8. It says, Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he crouched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? Okay, let's grab that from the NLT. It says, Judah, your brothers will praise you. You will grasp your enemies by the neck. All your relatives will bow before you. Judah, my son, is a young lion that has finished eating its prey. Like a lion, he crouches and lies down. Like a lioness, who dares to rouse him? Okay, so that's the thing. They like to rouse up our southern kingdom, the top tribe, right? The Judites. All right, and knowing, all right, with the history that I've gone through, because Judah gets it the worst. All right, southern kingdom always gets it the worst. All right, because Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is from the tribe of Judah. All right, so they get the worst punishment, even though we're all pressed together and we've all gone through the same different things, right? Same things in different manners, right? But the one that catches it the worst is always, the southern kingdom, right? So they use that against themselves, man. They use that against our people. Okay. So, Esau knows exactly what he's doing when he does it. Right. So it stirs up Judah. All right. And then pretty much they'll go into that. They want them to go into that fighting mode. That's basically what they want. All right. And what they're trying to do right now is they're trying to nitpick, okay, at Southern Kingdom, all right, to stir them up to see if they're going to throw the first punch, basically. Okay. And if they throw the first punch, what it's going to basically do is going to allow them to give them the excuse to come in with full force. All right. As they have planned. You see, that's why we have to be smart with our enemies, man. This is why we can't avenge ourselves. All right. As the scriptures say, vengeance is mine, right? The Lord said not to avenge ourselves because vengeance is his. Okay. But at the end of the day, it's going to happen because it's all biblical prophecy anyway. You see, there's going to be a time of Jacob's trouble. All right. And one of the things that's going to end up happening anyway is that the Lord going to use, all right, he gonna mess up a lot of these nations by the hand of Judah. All right. As a matter of fact, let me grab that real quick. This is Ezekiel. All right. And this is for, more of the kingdom. All right. But it's going to happen here on this side also. This is Ezekiel 25 and where's that at? I believe it's not 25. Salakia. Oh no, it is 25 and 14, and it reads, "And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel." Okay, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, so this is a prophecy against the house of Edom. All right, as a matter of fact, let's take it from 12, right? It says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, because that Edom has dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance and has greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will also stretch out mine hand upon Edom, and I will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of the Dan shall fall by the sword. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury. And they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai." You see? So this is going to happen, all right? future tense, right, for the kingdom, and it's going to happen in these last days in the time of Jacob's trouble. All right. So again, what you see being pushed out through the media, all right, is this vibration of race wars, racism, right, which has always been around because these devils have a perpetual hatred toward us, right, as the scriptures tell us in Ezekiel the 35th chapter, right. And this is why it also tells you in Obadiah, because thy violence against thy brother Jacob, thou shalt be cut off forever, right? But this is 35 and 5, and it says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. Okay. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men. In thy hills and in thy valleys and in thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. All right. So that perpetual hatred, all right, that continues and has never gone away. This is a reason why you can't, all right, you can't trust your enemy, as the scriptures say. All right, because you still got our people that are still trying to be cool with these damn devils, right? You still be trying to hang around these niggas, all right? You even be trying to hang around with their women, even though we're allowed to have, you know, concubines and deal with these other nations. You still got to remember, man, these people are our enemies, man. And when it comes down to protecting their own, they're gonna protect their own over you. They're not gonna protect you at the end of the day, man. Okay, remember when it goes back to the garden, how, you know, we were envied by the other nations. Okay, all the way to this day, we're still being envied by them. All right, so let me grab this. This is, and then I'm gonna grab a couple videos. This is Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10, and it reads, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. So now y'all starting to find out and truly learn who is your true enemy. All right, your true enemy goes back to being Esau, Edom, right? The top tribe. I mean, that's the top people that are against our tribes, right? And then you have the rest of these other nations also, because they all had their hands in the cookie jar when it came to our slavery, right? But the top one that has the perpetual hatred is Esau, Edom. All right, so none of these niggas is your friends, man. All right, it says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he has overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou be at the last, and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Right? Let's drop down to 16, right? It says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. He will shake his hand and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. You see? So he never going to do anything righteous. All right. He's always going to have a wicked plan. All right. Conjured up. That's why it tells you in Ecclesiasticus, all right, 14 and 5, it says, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. There is none worse than he that envieth himself. All right. And that's what Esau is, man. Esau don't care about himself. Esau is straight up wicked as hell toward himself, his own people, right? He'll throw his own people in the midst of the shit, man, just for him to get by, right? Very selfish man. That's why I brought out that first precept, right? Let me see if I still got that precept on deck. That first precept, all right, shows that he was selfish, right? James, right, 3 and what was it? This is 3 and 16. It says, for wherever there is jealousy and selfish ambition, okay, And he's also a jealous person, jealous of us. Why is he jealous? Because it goes all the way back to the garden, right? I mean, when it goes back to Jacob and Esau, right? When the blessing had got taken away from him, you see? And then he got snatched the second blessing from him also, all right, which was all predestinated for it to happen that way, you see? And what did he say? The days were at hand that my father was basically going to pass away, roughly paraphrasing it, right? And then he said, then I will slay my brother Jacob, right? Because, as a matter of fact, let me just grab it real quick. Genesis 27 and this is 27 and 40. Where's it at? 41, right? It's 41. And it says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. You see? So he hated him because of the blessing that was given to him. That's that jealousy right there. All right. When you go back to Cain and Abel, which was basically Jacob and Esau, right? What Cain slayed him out of jealousy also, because why? His sacrifice was worthy unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, all right, over his, you see? So there was a whole jealousy being played the whole entire time, man. Okay? So it says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing. Let me see if this word hated goes into showing some type of jealousy in the interlinear, all right? Hated, all right? Shatama, right? It says to hate, oppose oneself, bear grudge. You see, bear grudge, retain animosity against, cherish animosity against. All right, to have a grudge is basically to have some type of jealousy towards somebody, man. Okay, let's see what this word grudge, which we know what a grudge is. Let me just see what it says. Right, a grudge is a persistent, lingering feeling of resentment or ill-willed harbored towards someone for a real or perceived wrong. Okay, see what else they have here. Let me do this. Word etymology online, grudge. All right, a grudge goes into perfect. There you go. Grudge goes into murmur, complaint, right? Meaning to begrudge, envy, wish to deprive. You see, to envy is to have that jealousy towards someone, man. You see, you envy someone, you're jealous of that person. You see, so it goes back to them having that perpetual hatred and that perpetual jealousy, right? So let's go back. It says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. You see, and that's what he's been doing ever since, slaying his brother, man. Okay. So now when you go back to James 3 and 15, right? Salakia 16, okay? Which, as a matter of fact, let me grab it from 15 in the NLT. It says, for jealousy and selfishness are not Yahweh's kind of wisdom, you see? And Yahweh is not in his thoughts, as the scriptures say. Yeah, resentment. That's right. So there is no, the Lord is not in his thoughts. You see, so that's why he can never have that wisdom, because he's a malicious soul, and and wisdom cannot enter into a malicious soul, right? It says such things are earthly, unspiritual, and demonic. Okay, and that's what this nigga's about: being earthly, walking in the flesh, right? He's unspiritual, can never be walking through the spirit, and he's a demon, man. He always on demonic time. It says, for wherever there is a jealousy and a selfish ambition, there will you find disorder and evil of every kind. And this is why you can't trust your enemy, man. Okay? Because there's nothing but disorder in his mind. There's nothing but evil thoughts constantly in his mind wandering. Right? So now let's go back, right? To, hold on. Ecclesiasticus 14 and 5. He that is evil to himself, to whom he will he do good, he shall not take pleasure in his goods. There is none worse than he that envieth himself. Okay? And he pissed off because of what happened, how he gave up his birthright, man. So now he to the point where he envies himself. You see? It says, and this is a recompense of his wickedness. And if he does good, he do it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. The envious man has a wicked eye. He turneth away his face and despiseth men. Perfect. You see, you can't get away from these precepts, man. That shows you who the devil that the Bible that shows you who the devil, all right, is that the Bible speaks of, man. Because this nigga's envious to himself. All right, he never has, you know, the mindset of doing righteously to someone. All right, if he does do righteous, right, so-called righteous, all right, he gonna declare his wickedness at the end of it. So it's all a show. There's an agenda behind it. You see. So let's go back, right, to, matter of fact, let's go to these videos real quick, and then I'll close out with a couple precepts, right? So this is, let's grab this one first, all right? Just listen to the tone of this nigga. Let me get to the videos. Okay. Hold on. Listen. Oh shit, hold on, my bad. Let me put the Bluetooth on.
Camping with us. You know them boys don't know how to swim. Yeah. You throw them in that water. Say, swim, boy, swim. Whoa, learn how to swim.
You know what? Let me
that.
Let me take this off from the Bluetooth because it's got too much bass in the background. I'll use it in another video instead with less bass.
Yeah, we did it. We sure did do it. What you think? What you think we do when we take y'all young men camping with us? You know them boys don't know how to swim. Yeah. Throw them in that water. Say, swim, boy, swim. Whoa, learn how to swim, boy. You can't do it. You can't do it, boy. Y'all ain't ever gonna learn how to swim. Yeah. Yeah, they did it. The boys did it. This is a damn tradition for us. Yeah. This is a tradition. We take you boys out in the woods. We throw you in the swamp. We throw you in the creek. We throw you in the springs and rivers. Yeah, we throw you in them oceans. Y'all can't do a damn thing. Y'all be in there splashing and screaming, I can't swim! I can't swim! Oh, hell no! But you know, it ain't our fault. It ain't our fault you're fucking stupid. Grown man don't know how to swim. Yeah, what y'all think we do? You know, yeah, it's a big conspiracy. You know, every 6 months this skin tone, we all get together in our neighborhoods and we have like a little neighborhood meeting. Y'all ain't invited. We get together, we make plans, we talk about y'all, talk about, yeah, let's put this one in football, you know, let's put this one in basketball. Yeah, let's encourage him to do that and this. Yeah. We bet on y'all. man. We just play y'all like a damn game, and y'all don't even know it. This is tradition. Been going on since the beginning of time.
Ooh, that's spiritual that he even said that shit had been going on since the beginning of time, man. You see how the Lord works between, through people at the end of the day, because the Lord is what directs your footsteps, man. So the Lord put the spirit on him to even say that, man. And it's facts. It's been like that since the beginning of time, man. Since the garden, you see. But this goes to show, all right, the perpetual hatred of these niggas and how you can't trust them. This also shows you how Esau uses things like this and makes it viral on the web, which is it's a subconscious thing, right? It's a thing that they do through psychological, man. You see people seeing this shit coming down their feeds, coming down the algorithm, all right, and all it's doing is just putting that spirit of race wars in people, man. Okay, see, these niggas can't wait to have a fight. Now they know they can't win against us, but they can't wait, all right, to have this war, because see, Esau's blessing is the sword. Okay, you got our people that think that they can hold it down with the sword, and they think that because they have a couple of swords, all right, that they're going to be able to come up against Esau and his blessing. But it's not going to happen like that, because the only thing you can come up against Esau with is this word, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, all right? But look how they have this video viral everywhere. Look what this nigga's saying directly to your faces, and these niggas still can't get it. And these niggas still going to go out there and fuck around with these clowns, with these rich cracker ass niggas, you see? And still be trying to be cool, and here it is, you niggas will still try to defend your oppressor, still trying to save this nigga. People preaching that you can save all races and shit like that, man. That should be bugged out, man. But see, the Lord is going to continue to put the horns on these niggas' heads, all right, to show you who your enemy is. And by the time a lot of these people realize, it's going to be too late for you, man. They're going to already have you in the trap. They're already going to have that plan planned out. Nigga just said it. Every 6 months they get together and they plan shit. And hey man, I've dealt with schools like that. I went from, a school full of Israelites, in the hood, to I went to an all-white school before. I've been there. And them niggas, I mean, the ladies be on us. That's different. But even them, you can't trust them. But the men, yeah, man, they be plotting on us, man. They be looking at us different, you see? Because we come into those places and we're better than all these people. We got more swag, salt, right? If we're playing sports, we're better than them in all the sports, you see? So they're already, in that spirit of hating you, man, and trying to figure something out to knock you out the plan. I remember when I ended up getting kicked off squads because of these niggas, man. That the coaches will put them before me, knowing that I was, and it's not even to make it about myself or exalt myself. I'm just using that as an example. I was way better than all these niggas, man. What I would do in 2 minutes, it would take them fucking 3 seasons to do, But what they were doing was psychological warfare, man. And they'll try to take me out, make me feel like I ain't shit, put me in for 2 minutes. I kill their asses and do some crazy shit, right? Win the game for everybody, and I'm looking good. And then the next 2 fucking games, I'm sitting on the bench like, what the hell? We need him. People saying that shit, but there is a hatred on our people, man. You see? So this is a video that's used for that psychological warfare, man, to bring in the more hatred on our people. Okay? And best believe our people gonna fall for the trap. All right. And at one point, our people gonna end up getting roused up. All right. And it's gonna be go time. Okay. So let me finish the rest of this and I'll grab some more videos.
And I thought I'd go ahead and tell you, but even me telling you, it's still just going to be conspiracy and nobody's going to be able to prove it. Yeah, this happens all around the nation. All of us are involved, every single one of us.
Yep. All right. So they definitely pretty much off that kid. All right. And there's a lot of new evidence that's being brought up right now showing that, you know, they pretty much off them. But how do they keep it going? How do they get people more pissed off? By the kids walking around and they walking free as a bird. As the scriptures say, they are not in trouble like other men, neither are they plagued like other men, right? Psalms the 73rd chapter. Okay. They have the law that's is on their side. The mother of one of the kids was a whole fucking judge. They were cleaning. They were caught cleaning the boat at 3 a.m, right? And look, the somehow, some way, the judge, all right, of one of the children of the kids made it look like it was a accidental death. How the fuck can you make it seem like an accidental death when they had his phone? You know, he was in a party afterwards. You know, this really didn't happen on July 4th, and he was left on the island. Nah, he went to a party after on July 5th, and then what happened is that night he pretty much got taken out, and then they took his body to the island to make it seem like he was already missing for a day. You see, these niggas is always plotting on something, man. And because they have the law behind their back, a lot of these people have fathers and mothers that are in the system, judges, lawyers, all that shit. They all hand in hand with each other, all right, conspiring against your ass too. Okay, so let me grab this other video. Right, this is give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Hold on. This one.
Blazia Spencer, who says, bro, no didn't get into a fight at the island.
Nah, that's not that one. Hold on. Look, when you see shit like this right here, right? This is tight race wars right here. And what's crazy is you got a Judite in there in the mix, got 2 Judites in the mix in there, and then there's a bunch of Edomites. It's more white on white crime than anything. All right, but look, they was trying to say that the one guy started it, and I think they were trying to point out the Judite on there, but somehow the 2 Edomites ended up fighting. All right, but see, you seeing this shit a lot all over the web. Okay, you're seeing a whole bunch of fighting like that. All right, let me grab this. This is Vice President J.D. Vance accidentally. You got DJ Trump that's basically telling you that the enemy within needs to be taken out the way, right? And the enemy within is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Okay. And basically, all right, they had what was it? I think it was on July 4th. All right, was they had all these damn Ku Klux members that didn't have the old school Ku Klux hats on, right? Where they covered in the sheet and the white. Nah, they had them differently looking this time. They had them with masks across their faces, and all they were doing was carrying the flags up and down the streets, you know, pretty much yelling, "Make America Great Again," right? Being white is superior. These are the things that they chanting, you see? And these are signs of, again, race wars that's about to come upon the people. Okay? Now you got right here this one video, right? You got a video right here of a Judite beating the shit out of some Edomite, all right? And see, Esau take that shit and make us look like a menace to society. They can't wait for us to have a damn video where we just chipping somebody up, all right, brutally, all right? Because then they use it against us, right? So check this one out. You got some niggas on the quad, Hickville probably, messing with the Judite, and the Judite basically trying to tell him to leave him alone. And then all of a sudden, Judah start chipping his ass up. And he whooping his ass on a heavy note. See? And then they'll use that, all right, to their advantage and make it look like we are a menace to society, right? It says another video, cop hitting on my sister with her kids in the car. So now you see this look like Southern Kingdom, right? They're getting yanked out the car and they grabbing the mother and they start whooping her ass. Again, they put this shit viral and then people see this and they're like, man, this shit's got to stop. This has to stop. All we always keep seeing is police taking our people and shooting them and killing them, beating their ass, and it stirs up the people some more. All right. And something has been on my mind, right? With this 250-year celebration. This is how you know they want to bring in, all right, a race war so bad and start, you know, a purge basically. Because when you go into the history, all right, of that 250-year celebration, all right, what did they come and do? All right, July 4th, 1776. Okay, there was a lot of bloodshed, a lot of violence. Okay, so there's like, it's almost like they want to revive that violence, that spirit of violence. All right, and they want to do it with our people. You see? Matter of fact, hold on real quick before I show that video, since that's on my spirit real quick. What? Let me see real quick. All right, you had basically, all right, okay, so you had the American Revolutionary War. That was when America gained their independence, right? So it was also known as the American War of Independence. This conflict between the 13 American colonies and Great Britain had begun in 1775 and continued until the Treaty of Paris was signed, right, in 1783. So the American Revolutionary War was happening at that time. So you had, you know, basically these 13 colonies against Great Britain. But what was also going on between those 13 colonies, man? There was a lot of civil war that was happening between those countries. I mean, between those states. Okay. And you had our people that was in the mix of all that. Right? Let me see something. What year was the Civil War? Okay. It says 1861 here. The American Civil War took place from 1861. All right. That's when it officially went down. All right. With the Confederate forces. All right. But best believe before that, there was already civil war. Okay, as a matter of fact, let me ask this. Was there civil war also in the 1776? All right. Yeah, see, the American Revolutionary War which saw its official declaration of independence in 1776, is often described by historians as America's first Civil War. All right, so then you had the actual Confederate States in 1861, all right, which I believe that was the time of Abraham Lincoln, right? Abraham Lincoln, 1865 he died. So it was around that time, right, when Abraham Lincoln was trying to defend, all right, the Southern Kingdom, right? But before that, there was already Civil War, because we were already here. When you know the history of our people, right? Gad was already here, okay? Reuben was here, all the Northern Kingdom tribes, and then eventually through the transatlantic slave trade, our people got brought over here, right? From West Africa, they were brought over here, and then they were just going back and forth, trading slaves back and forth. So our people were already here, man. So in the midst of all that American Revolutionary War, when they were trying to gain independence for themselves, right? America, the 13 colonies going against Britain, okay? Best believe there was already racism going on within that time. And there was a lot of bloodshed. There was a lot of our people that were being used to go and fight those wars. Don't just think it was just straight Edomites and Edomites going against each other. Nah. You know, it's a perfect movie to watch. It's on the tip of my tongue right now. I see it all the time. The Patriot. Great movie. Right? But when you watch The Patriot, they didn't show so many Southern Kingdom or Northern Kingdom tribe members in there. But there's a one particular part in the movie where you have a Judite. And the one guy that was a part of the militia was always talking shit to the Judite guy and telling him that he didn't want him around him. He don't know why he was trying to fight in the war. And the reason he was fighting in the war was to gain his freedom. You see? Because they would tell the slaves back in those days, if you fought in our war, then you will gain freedom from them. You see? So that goes to prove that there were already our people here going through that same exact shit in July 4th, 1776. And best believe they were doing the same thing, murdering our people in the mix of that, okay? Or they would grab our people and send them to war if they were strong enough, you know? You see? So really what 1776, July 4th is about a bloodshed. And with this 250-year celebration that these devils are doing right now, is they're reviving that bloodshed. They want that bloodshed to happen, man. Just like in those times. Because in those times, there weren't missiles and military guns and shit like that. Everything was just rolled, as the scriptures tell you, it was confused noise and garments rolled in blood in those times. You see? They had guns. They had them little musket guns and shit like that. But it was really more fighting with swords and shit like that in those times. You see? So again, they want to revive that type of spirit of violence upon the earth. And they're trying to gain an independence over all the world this time, instead of just gaining the independence of the United States. Now they're trying to gain an independence worldwide, globally, to bring in this new world order, to bring in this, you know, to bring in this new satanic, okay, Luciferian government, one world, one order, one God, you see, one religion, right? So hopefully that made sense, Lord willing. All right, what I wanted to bring out on that. So going back to this this video I just had. So you have a bunch of kids in the car, right? This is Judah, it seems like. All right, and you're gonna see how these cops whoop their ass, whoop her ass, all right? Matter of fact, you know what, Salaki, let me open this up. I should have been opening this up.
Man, don't let the white boys get
it. He said, don't let the white boys get in there. Now they started tasing her.
That's bullshit, bro.
Now all these damn Edomite cops gonna pull up to the scene. All right, so let me just get straight to the point. I think they show her face after what she looked like when they whooped her ass. Make sure. Yeah, they were all up with, then they arrested a couple guys in there. But I'm just trying, because it was a long video, so I'm just trying to, I believe they show her face, what it looked like. So she got arrested, looked like two other Judites got arrested that were males. Oh, damn, this wasn't the video then. But still, you see the violence that's being pushed on there, right? And again, you're going to keep surfacing, you're going to keep seeing videos like this surfacing more and more, man. All right, of people acting crazy as hell, man. With white on black crime or black on white crime, right? What they will call it. Let me see if this one.
These individuals that...
No, that's not it. No, that's not it. That's not it.
They killed that black boy, and they
listen to what he says here.
That dude get off and his son get off because they want a race war.
See?
But what's interesting about white people and like elite white people that want this race war so bad, basically just like the Palantir Nazis in government, and then like the Trump idiots, they want black people to throw the first punch so they can justify why they want to mutilate, murder, rape, destroy, beat down, demonize, dehumanize us. But they don't want to accept the fact that that's how they feel without us doing anything. Like, that's just how they feel in relation to our existence. But they keep on doing this reactive abuse shit, the racism, all of this baiting us because they want us to do the thing on the front end that justifies why they feel this way or why they're justified in acting this way. They're so fucking weird, bro. Like, when you study white people and like white culture, study narcissism like hand in hand. It's one of the greatest examples of narcissism on that has expanded from a cult group to a complete globalized like social conscience. It's fucking weird as fuck, bro. Like, there is genuinely no value in the color of your skin. In your melanin, there is value that can be appreciated by your environment.
But what he's saying right there, all right, is 100% truth, man. Like I said it in the earlier in the video, man. They trying to bait us to go off so they can justify martial law, so they can justify bringing in national troops, national guards, so they can justify their violence on us and say, this is why we need to take the enemy within. All right. And really what they're really trying to get to is the men of the Lord. All right. Because we're the real enemy within, they claim, if you could read it through the spirit. All right. Because they understand that 2/3 of our people gonna pass anyway, man. All right. But these things are being used to push that agenda. Right? Let me see. I think that was the last one. Then they'll put shit like this to piss us off, man.
This was at an Afro-Swedish exhibit. This Swedish artist was also, it's a disturbing picture, but also a disturbing subject. In the last few days, Afro-Swedish artist Makodi Linden has learned the power of the viral web. His controversial kink performance at Stockholm Modernina Museet has ricocheted around the world and has generated reactions of all types, from support of his edgy gesture to raise awareness about feet. Okay, look, bro. He said he was trying to raise awareness, right? And he was trying to bring something that was disturbing. It was disturbing to us, but they look like they were having a good time.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing. They'll look like they're having a good time and laughing and giggling about it because that's their true nature, man. You see, while it's disturbing to us, that's the point. It's disturbing to us, so it puts something in our mind to get us pissed off, for us to hate these niggas even more and more, which the Lord told you to hate these niggas anyway. You see, because if the Lord hates them, all right, well, then those that follow the Heavenly Father are going to hate them also. You see, and we're going to hate everything that that the Lord is against, you see. And that's why they have Anti-Defamation League. They have these hate speech laws, right? They have all these different types of draconian laws that if you speak against them, there's a problem and all. That's why they're making these things, because, all right, they know that the Heavenly Father has a perpetual hatred for their ass. The Lord created them just to be destroyed, man, just to be the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction. And they know it. Maybe not your average Joe Schmo that goes to the fucking store, all right? But these elites know exactly, all right, who they are. And that's why he gonna come down on you with great wrath, because he knows that he has but a short time. You see? So they got a whole Judite on the table, right? And they cutting him into pieces while he's screaming. And it's not a real, it's a presentation. But the vibration that it brings is shit that they've done for real. These elites do that shit behind closed doors, man. Take our people, mutilate them. Excuse me, mutilate them. You know, take out their organs and eat them. You know, burn them up for rituals and you know, demonic purposes. Feed you around the table, okay? And then they'll put it out in movies and put it out in your face, and people just look at it like, huh, typical. Have you ever seen, when you see videos like this that go out, have you ever gone to the comment boards? When you go to the comment boards of most of these videos, right, that are with Edomites doing something to our people, you'll read the comments and it'll be nothing but Edomites just filled with fucking hatred, talking some crazy shit and making mockery and laughing at us and shit, laughing about it. And then you'll always have the ones that are our people that go on the comment boards and tell them, you know, you're wrong for that, blah, blah. You think they give a fuck? You think them niggas gonna lose sleep when they go tuck themselves in their little fucking bed and cocoon? Hell no, man. Because the scriptures say they sleep not, lest they cause mischief and cause some to fall. Right? Matter of fact, let me grab those precepts real quick before I forget. All right? This is Proverbs 6 and straight to the point. Salakia, not 6, 4 and 16. And it reads, for they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. You see? So that's their natural nature, man. To drink the wine of violence. This is why he wants to bring violence right now to this whole entire United States. This is why he wants race wars. This is why he wants all hell to break loose. This is why they have movies like The Purge, okay? And that's what's going to actually come to your reality, man. There's going to be a purge out here. And what they meant by that movie, The Purge, right, is basically Edomites, white supremacy, all right, basically purging on you Jakes. That's what it was really about. Even though they show you Jakes in the movie and all that shit, yeah, But the real scenario behind that is that they want to have a purge-like scenario where white supremacy can purge on you jakes and get away with it. Okay? And that shit gonna happen, man. Because the Lord is gonna allow it, man. Because 2/3 of our people gotta go by the sword. 2/3 of our people gotta be cut off and die because they didn't want to hearken on to the word of the Lord. So what does he do? He allows that nations to rule over us and have us in that type of and have that the upper hand over us, man. They're gonna be able to tread us down like the mire in the streets, as the scriptures say. But because this is the last captivity, it's gonna be a lot of bloodshed on both ends, man. You see? Because like we read earlier, the Lord gonna use the hand of Israel amongst Edom, amongst these nations. Okay? So let me grab this. This is Proverbs 6, right? And verse 16. These 6 things does the Lord Yahweh hate. Yes, 7 are an abomination unto him, right? So the Lord is telling you about 7 things, which that's a complete number. 7 represents completion. So it's a complete number of things that the Lord hates of Esau, Edom, because these are all characteristics of Esau. It says a proud look, a lying tongue. So this nigga's walking around with great pride right now, waving his flag, right? Lying tongue. Everything that he's been saying all over media, news is all a lie, right? And hands that shed innocent blood. You see, they go to our people, all right? They'll find the most innocent people of our people, and they'll hang them on trees, you know? They'll throw, listen, matter of fact, hold on. I believe I just had a video of a 2-year-old being hung. Yeah, right here. And see, this is shit to stir up the people, right?
Y'all want y'all kids to
It says second grader was hung in the school bathroom by a 4th grader. And this happened in June 17, 2026. So this was about 3 weeks ago, almost a month ago. Okay. This is the first time I'm hearing about it.
Bitch is gonna keep pushing and pushing and pushing. I'm pissed the fuck off. If you don't like cussing, scroll the fuck up. I just seen a 4th grader beat and strangle a 2nd grader. Then this nigga fucking hang him in the school bathroom.
Look at my son. He has marks on his eyes. Like blood vessels.
He still has bruises on his neck from being choked.
Luckily, the little boy is still alive, yo. I don't like that the parents went anonymous. What the fuck y'all scared for? This happened to y'all child. You need to let this be known. Y'all need to be seen. The school trying to make it seem like they was horse playing. This not horse playing. This is straight bullying. And we already know what color the other little boy is. Because when he did it, why he tell a little boy, yeah, this is what we used to do to y'all back in the day? The fuck? Why the fuck a 4th grader in the same bathroom with a 2nd grader? Why they not being monitored? Why they don't have nobody in the bathroom or outside in the hallways? And for this to go on, how long was he gone out the classroom before teachers started looking for him? This was in Charles County in Maryland at Seapar Barnhart Elementary. Now, when the parents found this out, they was at work. They get the call from the principal, Carrie Burke. She was the one that rode in the ambulance with the little boy. Now, when she first told the parents the story, she told them he was choking. Parents rushed to the hospital thinking that he choked off eating lunch at school. Y'all, why the fuck the principal trying to say that they was horse playing? She even released a statement saying some dumb shit, talking about some he jumped up on the hook and got caught. How is it horse playing if he got neck contusion, which is caused by blunt trauma to the neck? Not only that, though, y'all, when the principal had got to him, she said he was foaming out the mouth and unconscious. The school really trying to cover this up. They really trying to make it seem like they was horse playing. And of course, you know, when shit like this happen, when it's always that color, they not about to show no pictures. They not even about to give out no names. They not even saying nothing about the parents of the little boy. Did y'all spell him anything? In the news outlets, they just really trying to butter this shit up, y'all. Why is this not being talked about? Share this out, y'all. And of course, we're going to have the right teas in the comments. Trying to justify.
See? You can't make this shit up, bro. In order for a child to do that in 4th grade, that means he was being taught that in his household, man. See, this is what these Edomites be teaching their children, man. Okay? That's why they keep, see, that's why that continual circle of perpetual hatred continues amongst them. One, it's in their blood, it's in their nature, but two, because it just keeps being taught to their children, you know? That shit is crazy, man. 4th grader with a 2nd grader. You talking about a 2nd grader is what? I want to say like 8 years old. 4th graders, you talking about 10 years old. Okay. So you talking about a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old. This is what we used to do to y'all niggas back in the day. Come on, man. That's the hatred of Esau in his blood naturally, man. And again, they'll make this a main topic all over the social media, and people get, you even heard him. He said, I'm pissed the fuck off. That's exactly what it's meant for it to do. To psychologically mess your mind up, all right, and bring hate out even more. And like the one guy said in the other video, man, they're trying to make you to throw the first punch to give them the reason to continue with their shit. All right. So let's go back to these precepts and start closing out. It says, these 6 things does the Lord Yahweh hate, yet 7 are an abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, man. You see? That's a heart that devises wicked imaginations. That means that kid's parents were teaching them that shit. This is what you do to blacks when you see them. You know, I remember I seen maybe about 2 months ago, there was a teacher in the classroom that, and this shit was in like kindergarten or 1st grade. She took a baby, a black baby doll, and she hung it by a rope and put it right in front of the TV. Now kids are seeing this shit at a young age. She ended up getting in trouble for it, but still, you see the shit that they put in their people's minds, right? That's them devising wicked imaginations, right? It says feet that be swift to running to mischief. Okay, Esau always running into some type of mischief. If you out here in late night and this is a sundown town, right? Or even if it ain't a sundown town, man, if scriptures talk about in Psalms how they lurk in the villages, right? Let me grab that real quick, because you be having that with police. Police be out here late night. If it's 2, 3 in the morning, nigga, and you black or Hispanic, you're already in fucking trouble, man. Because the moment they get behind you, when your license plate runs, they're gonna know if you black or Hispanic already. So they're already gonna pull your ass over and start messing with you. If they see a white name, they might not even mess with you. They'll get behind you and let you go and keep going. I ain't fucking with him. But they're gonna mess with you blacks and Hispanics, right? So this is Psalms 10 and 8, and it reads, he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places does he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. You see? He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He does catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. You see? It says, he croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. He has said in his heart, Yahweh has forgotten. He hideth his face. He will never see it. You see, that's their mentality, man. Ain't nobody watching. I got all this power. I run this town. I got white skin, so I got white entitlement. You see? So I can do whatever I please. And if I want to kill this nigga right here, I'm going to kill him, right? And ain't nobody going to see me. Ain't nobody going to do nothing. And if they do, well, I got the system behind me to hide. You see, they're able to hide behind the system, right? As a matter of fact, it tells you that in Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, right? Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 11. Take it from 10 to 11. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. You see, let our strength be the law of justice, man. So they hide behind the law. They hide behind their constitutional rights. You see, to justify their wickedness. So again, if you're in a sundown town late night, yeah, nigga, you're done for. They're gonna find a way to get your ass. If you're not in a sundown town and you in the hood, 2, 3 in the morning, that's why you shouldn't be out at no 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, unless your ass going to work. And even then, that shit could turn into something crazy, right? But if you out there in the streets lollygagging at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the fucking morning, you a target, man. Police is in the cut. They can't wait to pull your ass over. First thing they're gonna do is run your car for drugs, see if you got weapons on you, right? And something could just turn out bad on your end. You see? So gotta be careful, man. Gotta be smart. All right, so let's go back to hold on. Proverbs 6:18. A heart that deviseth wicked imaginations and feet that be swift in running to mischief. And that was the point of those precepts. They're quick to run to mischief, to do something wicked. Okay. It says a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. You see? So he known, all right, to sow discord amongst the people, man. Okay. He likes to sow discord amongst us. And right now, what he's trying to do is he trying to say, hey, matter of fact, if you want to look at it in a spiritual way, right? Sow discord among brethren, right? He does it amongst our people, right? He'll try to make blacks fight blacks, Spanish fight Spanish, or Spanish fight blacks, vice versa, whatever, right? But Esau's our brother, right? He's our evil twin brother. So he'll sow discord amongst our brethren, amongst us, through race war. You see? All right, let me get these blacks and these whites to go up against each other and kill themselves. I can't wait to see it. And the elites is putting bets on this shit, man. They bet. If you think these niggas ain't got bets on this shit, nigga, you better go watch that. You better go watch Squid Games, okay? Even though that shit was a whole Moabite movie, right? Or Ammonite movie, whatever, which one it was. I think it was they Moabites, all right? Regardless, that's something that actually the elites do here in Babylon the Great, man. They be coming out with all these violent games and trying to have, you know, bets on people pretty much killing themselves, man. So he's sowing discord amongst the people here in Babylon the Great, which is really Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man, because the Lord said, think not I come to bring peace on earth. I come to bring a sword. You know, he came to bring division amongst the people, man, because this is a time that is about to end. This is an era that's about to end. So the truth was going to come out flourishing, right? And everything was going to be finally exposed, right? And with it being exposed, now the Lord is bringing division among the people, man. Dividing his people from these heathens, dividing the elect from the wicked, 2/3 and the wicked ass other nations, dividing the sheep from the goats. So that's all you see constantly around you, all right? It's just straight division happening. And it's not going, it ain't never going to go back to normal, all right? It ain't going to be something that, you know, it's just going to pass and then we're going to all come back together holding hands and singing Kumbaya. Hell no, that's it. This is the end of this shit, man, all right? It's going to end, it has to end. The only way this shit can end is through bloodshed, you know? I seen a couple precepts somebody put up. This is, let me grab these. Let me see. Yeah. Matter of fact, let me grab that. Brother put up the Psalms, the 83rd chapter, right? And that goes to show you how they plotting against you also, right? So this is Psalms 83. It says, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult. Okay. NLT says, don't you hear the uproar of your enemies? Don't you see that your arrogant enemies are rising up? Yeah, that's what we're seeing right now. All these nations rising up. Top one being Esau, Edom, right? It says they devise crafty schemes against your people. They conspire against your precious ones. come, they say, let us wipe out Israel as a nation. We will destroy the very memory of its existence. Yeah, they want to exterminate you niggas, man. Depopulate your asses. It's called ethnic cleansing in the ancient times, man. When they would take our people and just pretty much try to wipe out a whole entire lineage so that they can't be in remembrance no more, so we can't have them no more. So what they do is they exterminate the men, but they keep the women so they can continue to keep their lineage going through our women, man, and pretty much, you know, mingle between us. Fucking wicked. It says, yes, this was their unanimous decision. They signed a treaty as allies against you. These Edomites, these Ishmaelites, these Moabites, these Hagarites, right? Gabalites, Ammonites, Amalekites, and people from Philistia and Tyre, man. See, these are all these different nations around the world that are against us, man. And they continue to be against us and conspire against you. They make money off you here in Babylon the Great. They make you buy their products. You make them rich. You see? And at the end of the day, all they doing is killing us, poisoning us, you know, laughing at us, because everything that we buy off of them is designed to destroy you somehow, some way. It's either witchcraft or sorceries, it's either poisons. All right. So, hey, man, you can't get around none of this shit, man. This is why we tell you never trust your enemies. And race wars is going to continue to come to this place, man. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. All right. So pretty much that vein pops. Right. And once that vein pop, that's it. Bloodshed everywhere. You see? And it's all designed and orchestrated by your elites and ultimately from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right. So I'm going to pretty much leave it there through the spirit. You know, Lord willing, you were edified. Salaki if I was all over the place and took long. All right. But Lord willing, it was edifying as always. All right. So with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Elohim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad. The Akim and the Akwat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom. Keep fighting the good fight of faith. Enduring as good soldiers of Yahweh Shai. You sisters continue to learn the silence, watching the true men of the Lord. All right. And hey, continue to pray on to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai that we are, you know, spiritually protected and physically protected through the angels. All right. From these times, these perilous times, these wicked times. Okay. Because we're about to enter into a era of straight bloodshed, man. All right. And we could see it. We could see it, how it's playing out, how this devil's playing it out through social media, how he's stirring up the minds and the people. Okay. And he going to continue to do that with you Northern Kingdom tribes and you Southern Kingdom tribes, man. All right. Remember, we're oppressed together. So they're coming after both of us, both tribes, both kingdoms. Okay. So Shalom, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Barakatah.